It's time for our community spotlight here on Shine FM. And today my guest is Stacy Sheeman from the United Way of Ashland County. Hello.
Hello. Happy Friday.
Yeah. Happy Friday. Okay, so earlier this week on the 16th, you had a big event. Tell me about that and tell people how the community came together.
So we had a really cool, well-attended back to school event on Monday. So during the summer, I think we talked about our Fun Fridays. We were really going to focus on back to school. So any donations that we got for those events in June, July, and August, we would use for school supplies, and the library was there to promote literacy and their summer reading program. And then we had our Stuff the Bus event during tax-free weekend, and the highway patrol was out and helped us with collection of items. And so we were able to get 2 buses stuffed with backpacks and school supplies. I mean, Walmart was literally out of items by the time we were done because people were so generous. So that was really great. So we then give those items to associated charities. So we're kind of like the front end, we collect the items, and then they do a lot of really hard work with separating all of those items. They had the Ashland boys soccer team in, got everything separated out, and then they put them into backpacks by age groups. And we were then able to write them a check for $2,500 because of the community donations that had come through so that they could purchase additional items. And then we worked with a variety of other entities in town. So associated charities, again, Ashland City Schools, Ashland Main Street, Z's Hair Design, and then some churches all got together and we said, hey, let's work together to get this distribution of these items out to the entire county. So it wasn't just an Ashland City school event. It was for any child, and not any child in need. We want to make sure all children are ready to learn. So they handed out 600 backpacks that were stuffed with all the school supplies. We gave out water bottles, 600 of those. Z's Hair Design, I think, along with, it wasn't just, they coordinated it, but there were 30 hairstylists in Ashland, did 265 haircuts.
Wow.
It was really amazing to watch the community come together, not really have a headliner at the event, just have people do the right thing for the right thing. So
and where was this held?
It was held on Ashland Main Street. So Sandra Tennell, who's the executive director of Ashland Main Street, got the street shut down for us. We had 4 buses that were there. The Ashland cheerleaders were on the buses. It was so hot. Those poor girls, they worked so hard getting the stuff off the bus to kids. And the band was there, they played. And then there were a lot of other just partners in the community that also provide social services, Head Start, the Cancer Association, Croc Center. I mean, there were a variety of people that were there. And then there were also places that came together to do fun things. There was a balloon artist, there was face painting, Hyde Graphics was there to do crafts with the kids. Whoopsie Daisy did that. So there were businesses that did that as well. And then the Ashland Board of Realtors grilled hot dogs for everyone. It was just a really wonderful community event that came together, and people came, and I really couldn't be prouder of our community just coming together and doing this really awesome event. So it was great.
I think it's wonderful when the community comes together for a common cause, and it sounded like it was a great time. And I love that you just, shut down part of the city and say, this is what we're doing.
I know it was, I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think as many people would come, honestly. And they just kept coming and coming. And those kiddos were so excited. Kids love their new backpacks, and they were just excited and proud. And the amount of middle schoolers and high schoolers that we served that night was really surprising to me. And kids that came at that age, that came on their own and said, I need a backpack and I need my supplies because I've started school already and I don't have them. That was really surprising to me. And it was heartwarming to me. And I don't know, it just made me feel I don't know. I felt honored to be there, but I felt like they're kind of in charge of their own destiny. And these kids, they definitely needed the stuff, the ones that came up. And to know that they took that on their own and said, hey, I need this, it was amazing to me. I loved it.
And so if somebody missed the event, is there a way for them to still get assistance?
Yes, they can call Associated Charities. They are still distributing some backpacks. So if you missed that night or didn't know about that night, give them a call. The school liaisons will also have a supply of things at their home schools as well. I mean, the whole goal is to make sure that there's nobody without. So there's still opportunity.
All right, so let's switch gears. We're talking about some fundraising, because obviously you guys need to raise funds for good causes that you support. And so what kind of things have you got coming up that are going to help raise those funds?
Yeah, so it's campaign time. We are kicking off September 24th to the public. So our pace setters have already started. They started in July. They're the ones who lead off the campaign. So they do theirs a little bit quieter, and then we announce what they've achieved at our kickoff in September. We do some fun little skits and stuff, just as like a community pep rally. So they're working hard right now to get their portion of the campaign completed and ready to go. So we are Rock Stars at Legends was our last year and the year before. This year it's Be the Star of the Show, and Dan and Lynn Lawson are our campaign chairs. They've been wonderful. And so we're out talking to people in the community about how to run a campaign, how to run it well, and for their employees to understand why it's so important to the community to provide funds to partner agencies who are really serving our residents who are most at risk or most in need. So we're excited. So that's happening. That kicks off in September. We are also at Hawkins on September 14th, I believe. I have to look at that again. Let me see, make sure that I'm right about that. The 18th. See, I was wrong. The 18th. And Miller Hawkins has been so great and generous to the community. So they cook these really delicious slabs of ribs, and they have sides, and you come up and order, and the half of the proceeds come to the agency that's hosting the events. So they do those on Saturdays. And so we'll be there for that on that day. And those proceeds go to our campaign.
So you get to eat and you guys get to benefit.
Yeah. And you can just take it home and pretend like you cooked, which is even better.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I like that. Yeah,
for sure. And with your campaign kickoff, is it go to the end of the year? And
yes, and we have a community challenge in front of us. So we are hoping to be complete with the campaign by December 31st.
Okay.
We have a generous donor in our community who has said if we can get to $750,000 pledged by that time, that then he will match up to $100,000 for the campaign. So we are really working hard to get to that number by that point in the year, because that's such a generous offer and match to the campaign, and we want to make sure that we can achieve that. So
there are businesses out there who may not be having a campaign, but you have an individual who's listening who might want to give. So what are some options for them to be able to do that?
Yeah, they can go right to our website, which is uwashlandoh.org, or you can just Google United Way of Ashland County, which it'll come up. It's easier to do it that way. Or you can call the office. We can process a pledge or a payment over the phone, and just kind of look for opportunities. There's posters that'll be around the community with QR codes on them. We really try to make it as easy as possible this year so that people can give, and so that their money can be used to serve the community well.
Well, and they can even, go to their coworkers and be their own coordinator for their own company.
They absolutely can. We are here to provide you with whatever materials you need. So if you're interested in running a campaign within your own office, let us know and we'll make that happen for you.
And I want to make sure that people know that even if they live there in Ashland County, but they work outside of Ashland County, when whatever United Way campaign comes to their office, they can give back to you.
Yes. That's the beauty. And it's the beauty of if they are working in Ashland County, but they live in Medina or Richland or Wayne, they can do the same thing. So the United Ways are really good at working together, and you just designate back to your home county. So if you want your money to go where you live, you can do that. We have a lot of people who will split it between the two. Like, I work here, so I see what's happening in the community. So half of it will stay here, and then they'll designate the other half back to their home county. So it's a really great way to make it easy. Pick a number out of your paycheck each month to come out, which you don't really miss after a while. Honestly, if you're like,
right.
hey, I can afford to do $20 a pay, people get used to that new sum and it makes a huge difference to the community. So employee deduction is a really great way to give.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Stacy, anything else that you can add? Maybe you want to give out your web address one more time and your phone number?
It's uwashlandooh.org and the phone number is 419-281-5551.
Yeah, and like you said, you could Google United
Just
Way of
Google it.
Ashland County, and it's so much easier too.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the update. And I guess next month we'll find out what else is happening in October.
What else is cooking?
Yeah. Sounds good. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Angie.